for the second run. Looks like KDB and Signic, they are planning for a slipstream down into turn 1. There we go, some teamwork coming into play. It's definitely a team plan here. Signic is probably going to move over at the end of this lap. There we go. Nice toe for KDB into turn 1. That would have been easily worth 2 to 3 tenths of lap time. Let's see how much does he improve on his previous best. Into sector 1. 27.7, 3 tenths faster than his previous lap. That's a huge toe that he got. Let's see if he can capitalize on it and make it till the end. Almost everyone is out on track on the second laps. Time to beat is a 1:14.0 set by General Pepe at the moment. KDB is up 4 tenths. Can he find the extra 1 tenth in the final sector to snatch the pole again? Nice line to the final corner. Onto the straights. Shortest line to the exit. 13.7. There we go. Our man sets the pace. And that's the time to beat.
Right.
Who else is on the outlap? Let's see.
Dalvin, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I forgot to hit go live on YouTube, and hilariously enough, I have to do the intro once again. So folks, for those of you who don't know, we don't have Ruds in the comms box today. We got Dalvin in the comms box, and like you can see, he fits in just well. So yeah, and it's Sarthak here, and it's the Mexican GP race number 20 of the Bwoah Racing League Season 4.
Well, thanks, Satak. I guess that's how league races are, and our commentary is probably going to be the same. It's unpredictable. Technical issues do happen all the time, right? I guess. So, yeah, once again, I guess I have to do the intro again. Thank you for the invite, man. I'm Dalvin, also known as Dalvin134 in most platforms. So, I've been a league racer for a year, and I've been invited by our friend here for commentaries. And here we are in Mexico. Wouldn't be a better place to start off with plenty of content, I guess, from varying strategies that you'll be seeing here. 2 stops is definitely the way to go for this race. 1 stop, you can pretty much complete the race, but it's going to be significantly slower. And everyone here seems to be setting a time on the softs. Looking like a soft, medium, soft. Definitely, that's the idea in most people's strategy. And KDB has set the pace here with a 13.7. General Pepe and UK are now preparing for their second hot lap. Let's ride on board with UK here. Around the last corner, here he goes. Oh, slightly shaky out of the last corner. That might have compromised his line. Let's see if he can do any better here.
He's on an out lap, so I'm pretty sure he's okay with it. Fast lap coming through soon enough, and KDB duly goes into the pits to just wait and watch if General Pepe can beat his time. Looking great, the top 5. The 2 Renaults are in the top 5. UK third fastest, so great to see him up there. It's been about 11.5 minutes.
A little slipstream here.
It's been about 11.5 minutes. What do you think, Davin? Based off of times alone, are they quick enough?
It's pretty competitive, I'd say. There's more to come. KDB had a massive toe down the pit straight from his teammate. So it looks like it was a coordinated slipstream for KDB to get the pole. And I think UK and the others, General Pepe, probably could coordinate with their teammates to get some toe down the pit straight. That's where he'll gain the most time. I think that 3 tenths of time that KDB had, that's probably coming down to the slipstream that he had on the pit straight. So let's see UK around the last corner here.
Invalidates his lap. Purple sector 2, I must mention.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. And he's back in the pits. 1 more lap. Let's see. General Pepe around the last section, and he's invalidated his lap as well. Unfortunate for these boys.
Yeah.
And I'll slide out of the last corner.
Meanwhile, Gouts and the Avocado, who's currently sitting 15th and 16th fastest respectively. Gouts on the mediums, but hasn't validated his lap, of course. I'm pretty sure he'll be coming into the pit soon enough.
He might be going for the alternate strategy then. Medium, soft. That would be pretty rapid at the end. He might be a sitting duck for the first few laps, but towards the end of the first stint, the soft runners are going to be suffering on tire wear, and that's where Gouts will have to make his moves if he is to start on the mediums. As we know, if you're in the top 10, you got to start with the tire that you set your fastest lap on. So looks like everyone in the top 10 is setting their time on the softs. Whereas P11 to P16, they have the free choice of tires. And that will be crucial for the race strategy. And 1 or 2 laps of fresher tires in Mexico will prove to be very crucial even at the early stages and until the end. Safety cars, VSCs, everything will come into play and probably affect everybody's strategy. Let's have a look. KDB out for his 3rd hot lap.
And most of the drivers on their out laps themselves, so I'm pretty sure General Pepe and Avi will soon be out, probably in the last couple of minutes, to set a lap time that could possibly beat KDB's. Right now, let's onboard Wex as he wraps up his out lap. Can he do better is the question. And for the 6 of you all who are watching, make sure you drop in the chat who you're here for. Which driver do you think will come out on top at the end of qualifying? And yes, support coming through for the Alpha Tauri boys, SV11. One minute 13.772.
I can see that the Racing Points are preparing for another slipstream fest down into turn 1 for KDB.
This time around, it looks like Sicknick.
KDB giving the slipstream to Sicknick. That's a good team play there. I guess that's returning the favor.
Sorry about that. And Sicknick's team's away. Just less than 3 minutes left to show qualifying.
Wex validated his lap. That's the end for him. Unless he can make it to the pit lane quickly. But that would mean he has to burn another set of tires, which you don't want to do in Mexico.
Staying on board Sicknick. How's the sector times looking?
I think he has abandoned his lap here. He's looking pretty slow through the S's.
Nothing's changed in the order yet.
He is slowing down. Yep, he's slowing down. He might be preparing for a 2nd hot lap.
Possibly. Yep, just 2 minutes left to show qualifying. And a bunch of them have started their fast laps.
ADB as well, preparing for his hot lap.
Because UK starts his hot lap as well. 1.5 minutes left. Each driver has a shot at setting fast laps, and it doesn't seem like Gouts is coming out anytime soon for a fast lap. However, he could. Doesn't seem like it though, so he will be starting. I mean, he has a free tire choice, of course. But yeah, 1 minute 17.552. 15th fastest. Mr. Wex seems to have DNF'd on the out on track, or probably in the pits. In the pits, as it seems.
He's probably retired in the pits.
Yeah. Let's stay on board KDB. General Pepe is on a fast lap himself. He just set best sector 1 time. Staying on board KDB.
Oh, a little slidey through the SS.
I got all twitchy there for KDB. General Pepe.
And up.
Purple sector 2.
You find another 10th here. He snatched the pole.
KDB's
then
gone.
again, do you want to really be on the pole in Mexico?
Good question. KDB's gone into the pits. Can General Pepe beat that time?
And there we go, Pepe. He gets it.
Track map lights up purple.
UK abandons his lap, back into the pits. RV is on a hot lap now. It's coming through. Second sector. And he's 1/10 up, 2/10 up on his previous best.
Yeah, unfortunate to see Mr. Vex having retired. Maybe he could have done a better lap, who knows, but I'm pretty sure voluntarily retired in the pits. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's happy with the 6th grid spot.
Can he snatch P3? There we go. He snatches P3 with a 3.5 tenths improvement, 114.2.
Incredible.
General Pepe, he's still out on track. He's done his lap, so
yeah,
that should be good for him.
And by the looks of it,
P1.
Yeah, by the looks of it, Setu RC18, Hyrox 24 yet to set a lap time. Comparatively, our prominent midfield drivers. Abi Ferrello wraps his lap time up 1 minute 15.700. He'll be starting 12th from P12, and General Pepe, it's pole position for him.
Pole position. There we go. So folks, there we have it. P1 General Pepe. KDB lines up in P2. Probably he'll have the advantage of the slipstream down into turn 1. Is this tactical? Let's see about it. Avi in P3 lining up alongside with him is UK, Signic in P5, Vex P6. SV is on P7 alongside with him is Baby Shumi. Setu lines up on the row 5th row with Harry Rocks finishing up the top 10. And P11 onwards we have free tire choice. We have Big Man Joe in the Alpha. Go Team Alpha. RB Fellow lines up alongside him. Only Kapi P13 with Drunken Monkey in P14. Gouts and Avogado finishes up the track in 15 and 16 respectively. There we go, boys. The grid is ready. Let's get into the race. This is gonna be one amazing race. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sure quite the battle we're gonna see up in front. And let's hope UK isn't caught off with an unfortunate moment going into turn 1, and hopefully he doesn't hold me accountable for that and say it was the commentator's curse this time around. But yeah.
Well, if anything, probably we should unjinx it.
Yeah. We'll find out soon enough. But yeah, General Pepe takes pole yet again this season. We should probably keep count. So next race onwards, I will keep count. But yeah, like you mentioned earlier on during qualifying, 8 wins to his name this season. KDB, however, 6 wins. KDB's got 2 wins from last season, so they're kind of tied with respect to wins overall. General Pepe being a newbie to the league this season. But yeah, I'm excited for the race. What will be the difference in points at the end of it? Any bold predictions? I ask my co-commentator usually the same question, Dalvin. So go ahead.
Okay.
I know you don't have a lot of data to predict from, but yeah, take a kick at it.
That's the best way to predict, right? Without much data. Well, okay. So as you know, I drive for the Alpha, so I'd say UK is going to UK is the Alpha, right?
UK is in the McLaren, so I think you're talking about Big Man Joe. He's in the Alfa Romeo.
McLaren today, right?
Sorry?
Okay. UK, is it driving for the McLaren today?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, I was going to say UK probably will get top 3, but it's not an Alpha today. So
it's Big Man Joe who's in the Alfa Romeo.
KDB. Oh, Big Man Joe. Oh, that's P11. That's tactical pole. That is. Okay, let's see. I'd say the Alpha Big Man Joe is probably gonna get into top 6 easily. With the alternate strategy or fresh tires.
Fun fact for you: Big Man Joe is our last season's champion. So yeah.
Oh, interesting. There we go. Alpha for the win.
7 times a winner in the league. Got caught off this season twice. Lost the win twice due to errors with the PC and the game. But yeah, regardless, I think he's on a controller, usually on the wheel.
Okay, pole prediction.
Got 10 seconds.
And General Pepe, they're gonna have a collision. Someone's gonna come out with damage. I'm gonna say it's gonna be General Pepe with the damage.
That's quite the prediction, because usually my co-commentator is predicting the podium. But yep, we see the cars out on track. I'm actually intrigued at this point to see what's going to happen going into turn 1. It's formation lap, of course. We'll see all the drivers go a lap around the track and heating up their tires, of course. Do you like formation laps, Dalvin?
Of course, I think these are one of the most important laps. To apart from warming up the tires, it's also about not warming them up too much to take out the life of the tires. It's a delicate art, I'd say. At the same time, you just get to see the car's information weaving left to right, and at some point almost having a spin. And in the game, of course, it's funny to see that a little type of collision just gives you a disqualification from the formation lap, and that pretty much ruins your tire times at the start.
Yeah. Alright.
Everyone is tiptoeing around the track at the moment. Nobody wants to wear out these tires. As we know, these soft tires are pretty fast, but they wear very quickly. You don't want to be stressing them too much.
Ooh,
Any little weaving is sufficient to hit them up.
Seems like SV11's rear kicked out a bit, but he's okay. He's still in the position he's supposed to be in. Going into turn 1 is going to be intriguing.
Interesting tire choice here. P11 to P15.
Yeah, you
Big
broke.
Man Joe, RB, Kapi, Drunken Monkey, and God all starting on the mediums here.
Alright, we got that through. You almost broke for a bit, so I was going to mention it, but then you came through with the data either way. But yeah, I'm actually intrigued to see if anyone will make a double pass this time around. We saw last time around in Mexico, last season. Big Man Joe, he made a move on the main straight. 2 cars going into turn 1, just like that.
Alright, but this time on the mediums, he will have to be a bit more careful with this strategy. You don't want to have damage. If anything, you just want to be sticking behind the soft runners. Stick in the DRS, get in pace with them, and when it's time for the pit window, get the overtake done, and
then the grid spots. Then the grid spots. 16 drivers out on track today, and all 16 of them in their grid boxes. General Pepe on pole position yet again this season, and KDB, his title rival, right beside him. And as the 5 lights go out soon enough, the drivers should shoot down the main straight. They will. A brilliant start for General Pepe. KDB gets a twisty start. And of course, UK close behind. He's trying to come alongside General Pepe. Of course, Avi close behind as well. A 4-way battle into turn 1 perhaps. Nah, it's Avi and UK side by side going into turn 1. Contact perhaps, and it's UK caught off guard yet again and in to the wall as well. And he drops down the order. Bad luck for UK again.
Oh boy, UK. And he hits the wall. And he hits the bollards. The wall, everything. He's hitting everything. He's letting everyone through.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate for him.
And there's a Haas going down the order after contact with Avi, I presume. I could be wrong, but either Avi or Sickening.
Yep. He is dropping down to P11.
Yep, the biggest losers at the start were Baby Shumi and UK. But for now, KDB has taken the lead of the race. So General Pepe has lost the race lead as well. Are we close behind in sector 2? Lights up yellow. I wonder why.
Harriot has disconnected. There might be a quick position change for those in P7 onwards.
And let's stay on board RB Ferrello. Oh, that's SV11. Seems like, the game's glitching unfortunately, as it seems on my screen. So the midfield.
Lefty, what?
Tends to happen. KDB on the race lead, and right behind General Pepe gets the slipstream he needs. He's peeking down the inside. He's just waiting for a gap. He's waiting for KDB to make a mistake. KDB does end up locking his left rear tire. I think a bit of contact into that turn as well, but KDB holds on to the race lead for now. He locks up the front right, General Pepe, and he's got Avi to worry about soon enough.
Meanwhile, at the back of the grid, UK, Kapi and Gods have pitted for fresh tires and a change of front wings apparently. Unfortunate for them, but they have to continue the race. Only a safety car could save their race today. Let's hope for one. Let's see. Up in front, KDB, General Pepe and Avi all within a second of each other. That slipstream, all the important sweet slipstream into the turn 1. General Pepe seems to be running out of ERS deployment.
Yeah. His teammate, however, trying to make a move stick on Hyrox 24, and yes, he gets that done. He's got DRS, General Pepe, surprisingly enough. Oh, of course, lap 3, so I presume it's not on yet. Or am I talking gibberish at this point? He locks up front right a bit, but KDB still holds on to the race lead. The gaps are extending in the front. And in the midfield, however, it's Setu RC18 going wheel to wheel with Mr. Wex. Renault and McLaren, and I think something dodgy went down because it's Setu RC18 spinning.
Another collision into turn 2. Setu drops down the grid. It's down to P12, P13 now. As Drunken Monkey overtakes the McLaren here.
Chaos for the McLaren drivers, but it's RB Ferrello who really benefited out of everyone there. Mr. Vex sticks to P7. I think he knows it's his fault, but then again the race continues. On lap number 3, Mr. Vex runs P7.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had a moment there.
No worries. 3-second time penalty for Big Man Joe.
3 seconds.
Okay, you got it. Alfa Romeo, what do you think about that? Penalties?
Oh, it's a little bit unfortunate. It might be just a bit of understeer here and there, or he's just struggling to get past Avogado here. Oh. It's pretty clear right in front of Avogado. Oh, he boxes so early. There might have been some damage picked up on the way.
Yeah. Front wing looks okay. Meanwhile, up ahead, Mr. Vex and RB Ferrello. Same part of the track, Setu RC18 got taken out into a spin. RB Ferrello and Mr. Vex together. This time around, RB Ferrello behind Mr. Vex, gets the slipstream he needs, peeks around the outside. I don't think he'll be able to get the move done, but a decent exit out of that corner. Mr. Vex still stays ahead, however. Late breaking into the next one, locks up the front right and the rear right, Mr. Vex, but seems like RB Ferrello got a nasty exit. So positions remain the same. Up ahead, half a second within each other. Go ahead.
Trying to catch up to KDB, but picks up a 3-second penalty on the way. Will that be crucial at the end? Let's have a look at this. Down to the main straight, out of the last corner. General Pepe gets a good exit here. DRS on, ERS on. Can he get the move on? KDB is defending, but not deploying. Pepe catching up. Goes down the inside. And General Pepe takes the lead. Will there be a switcheroo in the next step? We'll come back to that. And also, not to forget, this is a double DRS zone, so it's only one detection zone here. General Pepe here will be able to defend his position. KDB might be sensing an opportunity here. He looks at General Pepe. The red light is blinking on Pepe, so KDB might get him back on the next straight.
Yeah, both locked up going into that corner. So clearly they're on the edge. They're pushing as much as they can. Sector 1 lights up yellow, and that looks like the avocado.
A Red Bull spins in Mexico. How unfortunate there. Might have been a collision. We'll have to look at that.
Unfortunate for avocado, but as it says, General Pepe retaken the race lead, and it's only been 5 laps. 3-second time penalty for Mr. Vex, but of course, like you mentioned earlier on, Dalvin, that penalty might just cost Pepe later on. You don't really see that from General Pepe too often, him picking up penalties this early into the race. So clearly, I'm pretty sure he's kicking himself already. Fair enough, KDB has the same amount of laps to still race, and penalties can come along the way, and looks like he's got a bit of slipstream. I don't think he can get a move done though.
A little bit too far, but he might be hanging on for the second DRS straight here.
Pretty sure he will. General Pepe making good use of the curb and will stay ahead. Down the order, however, looks like Mr. Wex trying to take the fight to SV11. Lost a bit of time as SV11 goes on to the grass. He's closing in. He's got the slipstream. Locks up the front left. Oh, SV11 loses the rear. Gets thrown to the left a bit too much. Yeah, he's gonna have Mr. Wex breathing down his gearbox for a while now.
Approaching the end of lap 6. Pit window will be open around lap 7 and lap 8. Will we see anyone take the risks and gamble in on the mediums for an undercut? KDB, General Pepe, one of them might blink. Only time will tell.
Locks up the front left, Mr. Wex, and that fight continues. Go ahead, Davin.
KDB just sticking in his ERS and DRS zone, not making the overtake. I think KDB is playing a long game here. Pepe is being put under pressure by KDB, and KDB is just waiting.
Meanwhile,
it's so difficult to get out of the 1 second here, even if you complete the overtake, and I think both of these drivers have noticed that. And as much as Pepe wants KDB to overtake, I guess nobody wants to lose the DRS and save some ERS and fuel over here. On to the next lap it is. Down below, SV11, Mr. Wex, RB Fellow, all in a train here. Baby Shumi is catching up to the train. Will we see a 4-man train forming here? Harry Rocks as well. It's going to be a 5-man train here very soon. And one undercut from either one of these boys is going to trigger a whole lot of action in the pit lane.
Yeah, of course, I can imagine. Big Man Joe got slapped with another penalty, however, and he's making the move stick on the avocado. Down the inside he goes. Should have the position and doesn't have to worry about the avocado for too long. Setu RC18 got handed a penalty as well while we were on board General Pepe and KDB. And yeah, back to the train, of course.
Another set of penalties coming in. I think we're gonna lose track of the number of penalties today, boy.
I'm pretty sure. We'll bring it back up.
Oh, down into turn 1 or around the outside. KDB tried it and he didn't get the move done. But he's gonna have a second taste of the DRS into turn 3, and it's a bit too far to catch up.
Unfortunately,
but good defensive move by Pepe there.
I have to cut you off. RB Ferrero made a fantastic move around the outside. He tried, at least peeked around the outside down into turn 1, and the fight continues. Mr. Wex.
Oh, it has a little bit of slide here.
Yeah, right behind, as you brought it up, Williams and Haas.
Mr. Wex just has to keep it cool for another lap or two. These mediums are coming into play now. They will be much faster than the softs at this moment.
UK is made up a position as well. So he's up in a P13, having overtaken the avocado. Yeah, let's stay with the train, because when KDB attempted that move on General Pepe, quite the action.
General Pepe is in. KDB is following. Both of them are into the pits at the same time. I'm surprised they did not do the opposite. Okay, looks like it's a battle of the strategies till the end. Nobody wants to give up track position over here.
Yeah,
the undercut is pretty powerful.
The fight resumes. Avi picks up the race lead for now. Avi Ferrello closing in one more time to Mr. Wex. This time around, I hope he sticks it. And yes, he will. Down the inside he goes. Isn't peeking around the outside. Should have it done even before turn 1. And yes, he does.
And we see a lot of pit stops coming in. Baby Shumi as well. He pits, but he also changes his wing. That's going to cost him some positions. He may be losing out on the positions to his rivals. And he's out on the mediums now.
UK taking that fight to Big Man Joe. Just made an incredible pass on Big Man Joe, and he's up in a P11. Brilliant stuff by UK, who was down in a P15 after turn 1 in lap 1. And of course the DRS train. Back to the DRS train, all within a second of each other. Mr. Wex, General Pepe is in the mix now, KDB in the mix now, and yeah, General Pepe peeking down the inside.
We have another train forming up, P3 to P6. RB, Mr. Wex, General Pepe and KDB, they are in a train. Pepe and KDB with the fresher tires. Will they take the risk?
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
And he gets rid of the softs onto the mediums. He's on to the second stint.
Yeah, and it's a three-way battle almost on the main straight. Mr. Wex knows this is not his battle to fight, but there's contact and he spins and he almost takes out KDB with him, but KDB stays in the picture. Somehow, General Pepe had contact with Mr. Wex. Ah, disaster.
That's probably going to the stewards at the end of the race, but for now, race on.
Of course.
RB Farrello on his old mediums against KDB and General Pepe on the fresher mediums. He is struggling to hold them back. This might be an easy move into turn 1 for KDB and General Pepe on RB Farrello. Look at the grip that they have on these fresh mediums, just catching him to the assist.
Of course, the three drivers on top of the standings.
General Pepe goes for it.
I think there was contact a bit, there's contact again, and both of them have gone out to track.
It's getting spicy between these three here.
RB Farrello lost the position. Unfortunate for him, but KDB stays right behind Pepe. Mind you, no penalties for KDB yet. And this time around on the main straight, Dalvin, what do you think? He can get a move done or not?
It's looking very tight here. KDB has more ERS, but he is not using it. He's just relying on that DRS to get it done. Pepe runs wide. KDB gets a switch back over here. A much cleaner run through turn 2 and 3. Still a little far away. This might go on for another 2 laps here.
Farrello and Mr. Wex have pit for a new set of tires, I presume. And General Pepe locking up his rear left. But yeah, KDB breathing down General Pepe's gearbox, keeping the pressure up for his title rival. We're on lap number 11. I think things have just only gotten started. Are we sitting close behind Drunken Monkey right up there in the top 5, but he's on 10 lap old mediums.
The gaps are starting to open up here with varying strategies, late undercuts and overcuts. Everything is mixed up in this grid here. Everyone is running their own strategy. At the same time, they have the championships in mind. The only 2 close guys here. Onto the pit straight here, General Pepe and KDB once again. KDB on the attack, deploying a little bit, but not too much. He wants to stick behind General Pepe, and looks like the move is coming in this time around. KDB gets the move done. Now let's see if he can pull away from that 1 second and out of the DRS. Oh, that's the yellow in the assist.
Yep, and that's the avocado. And he's spun, he's gone into the wall, he's trying to get back on track. And he will resume, however. KDB has retaken the race lead and set in a purple sector 1 as well. Locks up the front left. General Pepe could capitalize on that, but not too much, I'm sure. KDB will hold on to that race lead.
Pretty clear behind him and in front of him. He could run his own race, but he may want to disrupt some of them in front. Probably not, since they're in the championship fight. So Avi probably is better off fighting his own race here.
The midfield High Rocks 24 closing in on Big Man. Just sector 3 lights up yellow. I wonder why. Yeah, he's gone into the pits. And
Avocado has retired in the pits. Unfortunate for him, I think it's a bad sequence of events here.
Unfortunate for him. KDB sets the new fastest lap. 1 minute 17.255.
Now it's General Pepe's turn to be in KDB's DRS. And this will go till the end, I can say, if no one messes it up.
I'm sure.
One lock up, one spin, and that's it, the lead will be gone.
KDB trying his best to make sure General Pepe doesn't get the slipstream he needs. UK gets handed a 3-second time penalty as well.
Drunken Monkeys going into turn 1, P5 and 6. SV around the outside, cleanly done. Drunken Monkey gives up the position. He is on 12 laps, all medium, and almost spins at the corner here.
Finding it difficult to find the grip. Loses rear a bit. But yeah, back up ahead. Pepe tries his best to close that gap. The tables have turned. It's usually KDB finding it difficult to keep that gap within a second of Pepe's. And this time around, it's the other way around. Down the order, trains forming yet again. P6 all the way to P10. P9 in fact. But yeah, Drunken Monkey at the front of that train, and RB Ferrero trying to look down the inside. Will stay behind for a while.
General Pepe managing to keep within a second of KDB. The DRS is so powerful around here.
He's extended his chances. RB Ferrello in the midfield. He's lost a position to Irox 24. He went off track and into the wall. Thankfully, not much damage on the car. So, yeah, race is on.
Three-way battle for P6 here. Drunken Monkey holding off Harry and RB Ferrello. Harry Rocks goes for the move on Drunken Monkey. RB Ferrello, he's definitely going to go for this as well. And the Ferrari loses 2 positions.
Incredible bold move down the inside by RB Ferrello. And yeah, unfortunate for Drunken Monkey.
Yeah, he's on the 13 laps all mediums here. It's only about time he's going to pit. Probably another 2 laps and he's onto 2 stints of soft after this. And he might be on a late charge towards the end of the race. Let's keep an eye on him. Don't discount him yet.
Yeah, Big Man Joe will be the next driver to make a move on Drunken Monkey. Soon enough, of course. And down the order, doesn't look like anyone's close enough. But yeah, Big Man Joe desperately trying to find the gap he needs to get the move done. Up ahead,
might have a move coming soon. RB Ferrello on Harry Rocks. RB Ferrello on the fresher softs. Harry Rocks also on the fresh mediums, but the softs giving that much more grip. He's probably trying into the stadium section. So close. Around the outside. Can he make it? No, he did not. He will benefit from the DRS now. Let's see if he gets a clean exit.
But this is on the tail of Drunken Monkey. Surprising to see Drunken Monkey staying out, Dalvin. And Vex should get the move done this time around.
Yes, I think he's going for the long game here. The longer you stay out on the mediums, the faster, the shorter your stints are going to be on the softs, and that means more pace at the end of the race.
Three-way into turn
so it might
1.
be a very, very long game here.
Oh, Drunken Monkey manages to keep that position for now. Mr. Vex seems to have misjudged the braking point perhaps, but yeah, stays on track of course. Has everything he needs, but will not take the chance. Will stay behind, locks up the front left as well in the process. Big Man Joe ahead of all these guys.
Has made a move on Harry Rocks here, up to P6. And he's chasing SV for the P5 here.
RB Ferrero on a charge with that Red Bull.
Yeah, he has to make use of these fresh softs while they're still fast before he loses the pace to them.
Forces the Ferrari into a mistake. Drunken Monkey goes wide and Mr. Vex gets that position like taking candy from a baby. Up ahead, Pepe keeps the car within a second of his title rival. For now.
Yeah, I think the tables have turned here. KDB is on the defense here. He's low on ERS, approximately 30%, while General Pepe has been charging up. He's on 71. He's gonna launch an attack pretty soon, I guess in the next 2 or 3 laps. But the dirtier through the S's, it's keeping him back from KDB at the moment.
Yeah. And down the order, Drunken Monkey goes into the pits. He's coming out on the hards, it seems like.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah? I expected that the 2 stops would be much faster here. 2 stops would be much faster than 1 hards, but let's see if Drunken Monkey can make this work.
RB Ferrero, the only driver apart from Gouts, of course, out on track on the softs. Unfortunately for Gouts, he seems to be having a rough day. He's 15th currently, P15. 3-second time penalty for RB Ferrero.
Yeah, he picks up another penalty there into the SS, but he is close to SV here. The AlphaTauri now has to defend from the sister team. Will there be any team orders? Helmut Marko? Looks like there may be not. It should be an easy pass for RB Ferrello over here.
We should probably work on that, right? Special advisor for both Red Bull and AlphaTauri. So we have someone like Helmut Marko. Probably something for next season.
He is defending pretty hard on the straights and deploying his ERS to defend it.
We get late braking into turn 1.
Tires into the inside of turn 2. They collide a little bit. but RB Fellow comes out ahead. He runs wide and he gets the DRS and he makes the overtake stick.
A lot of the corners in the past 17 laps RB Ferrello has gone wide on. So unfortunate for him. Feels like he's having a tough time staying within track limits.
Oh, SV almost spun. He's starting to struggle on these mediums here. 8 laps all. Not the best, not the worst. Just okay at the moment. RB Ferrello, 10-second gap to Signic. Will he be able to catch him up by the end of this stint?
Hyrox 24 closes in on SV11 meanwhile. Has a slipstream, he needs a move won't be made, but he's audacious enough to peek down the inside. There was almost contact between the two, and of course he racks up a penalty in the process. Sector 2 lights up yellow, and that's a McLaren.
Oh, UK buddy, unfortunate, he has a spin in the S's. He has to be careful, there are cars coming around him.
Only Cuppy gets handed a 3-second time penalty as well. Yeah, like you said, he's lost just one position, but yet vulnerable. UK in running P12. And the fight continues for P6, SV11 and Hyrox 24. Incredibly aggressive Hyrox 24. And there's contact as well. Looks like they're playing bumper cars out on track. And Hyrox 24 aggressively gets that position. I'm pretty sure SV11 is infuriated by this.
SV though can't do much on these old tires.
He's struggling to find grip, isn't he? Up ahead, that gap, I'm just looking at it to make sure, just so I can catch General Pepe make the possible move on KDB. But it's still the same, or not. He's right on the tail of KDB this time around. KDB weaving, doing as much as he can. General Pepe locks up. I think there was contact, but somehow none of the drivers have been affected yet. General Pepe.
The move is coming onto the next straight here, onto the next pit straight. KDB just on 20% ERS, while General Pepe is almost on a full charge here. This is definitely looking like a move coming soon. And if General Pepe gets the move done and pulls out a second, he might be in the driving seat for the race.
Possibly, and in the midfield, Mr. Wex and Seto RC18 are going wheel to wheel. This time around, it's Seto RC18 who had the liberty of taking the position away from Mr. Wex. He's up in a P8.
General Pepe onto the back straight, onto the pit straight here. He's launching the attack now.
He's too far to get the move done. Or is he?
He's on the outside. Goes for the cutback line to get a better exit onto the second straight here. And seems like a decent exit. He might go for it here. Still deciding not to use his ERS. General Pepe being very cautious with his moves. He knows the move is coming. General Pepe now on 100% battery here. This guy has to use it to make a move soon.
Stay on board, General Pepe. He did try to get something done, but couldn't. Meanwhile, Mr. Wex taking that fight back to Seto RC18 on the same part of the track. SU11 gets handed a 3-second time penalty. Around the outside, he peaks, but won't be able to get it done. Stays on the gearbox of Seto RC18. They're going to come alongside of each other going into the next straight. And Seto RC18 should be able to defend pretty well. Or doesn't he? Because around the outside, Mr. Wex happens to lock up the rear left.
Oh. Great ding dong between these two here.
Oh, up ahead, General Pepe goes side by side to KDB, and he's picked off that position on lap number 21. KDB stays on the gearbox of General Pepe. He's gone a bit wide, making good use of the curb. Back to you, Dalvin. There's an incident of sorts.
Yes, Pepe is catching up to lap cars now. The first one to be lapped here is Drunken Monkey. I think only Kapi and UK have been lapped in the pits. So would this be an opportunity for KDB to stick with General Pepe at the moment, or will this be the moment that General Pepe has been waiting for? If he gets the DRS, he may be able to pull a second gap here.
I think that's what his intention was, to pull the gap, because seems like he's using his DRS.
Indeed he is.
Yeah.
And on the pit straight, he will get DRS from the lap of Drunken Monkey.
The main straight is
KDB though, sticking very close, not letting him go.
3-second time penalty for KDB's teammate, sickening. He's close behind.
It's a quick penalty updates. General Pepe on 6 seconds while KDB is on 3. So, despite KDB keeping the lead, General Pepe keeping the lead, KDB still has a chance at winning this if he has less penalties. Harry Rocks and RB Ferlo, they are having a go into their section here.
Yeah, wheel to wheel they go through sector 3 and the penultimate corner as well. And through the final corner soon enough, Harry Rocks 24 holds on to that position. He's fighting for positions he usually doesn't. He's usually down the order. It's good to see him in the top 5 this time around. RB Ferro close behind this, will dive down the inside of course and should make it stick.
RB Fellow up into P5. This man has done an excellent job today, up 7 positions. Started in P12 on the mediums. He's making good use of the softs now. And this guy is to look out for in the last stint. He might go for the P2, P3, or, even P4 if the opportunities present.
As it stays, he's running P5, and now the gaps are only extending more. Meanwhile, Hyrox 24 trying his best to keep up with RB Ferrero. Huge gaps up in front, however. Avi's got a 19-second gap to KDB, 11 seconds between Avi and Sicknig, and 16 seconds between Sicknig and RB Ferrero.
Must be a cool Sunday drive for Avi right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's just chilling there and waiting for a safety car perhaps to challenge the top 2.
Lap 23.
That happens, everything will get turned around.
13 laps left, so it's anyone's guess what could happen next. 3-second time penalty for General Pepe.
Oh, there we go. It's 9 against 3. KDB in the driving seat for the moment. Down below in pit straight, Harry Rocks goes for the move again on RB Farlow. He makes it stick into turn 1. And he will comfortably take P5 again. These two boys have made up the most positions of everyone. And they are not done yet.
Brilliant racing we're seeing out on track today. SV11 pit during that time, and looks like we've got 3 drivers out on track on the hards, P13, P14 and P15.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the hards, they are slow but they are pretty consistent over the race. They may go the distance but they are overall slower in the general scheme of things, but it's worth a shot if you want to go till the end.
And guess what,
late safety car here might change everything.
The front runners just pit and they're coming out right alongside Avi, who's got the race lead for now. General Pepe tries to dive down the inside. He's side by side with Avi. This could cost him quite a bit of time to KDB.
This might be the opportunity Pepe needs. Pepe needs to pull away now. Avi will be defending for his life, or will he give the way for the championship fight? Looks like Avi. Oh, KDB dives it down the inside. That was a big lunge coming, and Avi did his best to keep away. And kudos to these boys for not making a crash.
But look at that gap, Dalvin. It's gone over 1.5 seconds now, hasn't it?
That might have been just enough for General Pepe to pull away.
Down the order, RB Ferrero and Seto RC18 dive into the pits for a fresh set of softs for themselves. Yep, that gap extending to 2 seconds. But let's not forget, penalties of course.
Oh yes, General Pepe on 9 seconds, if I'm right, while KDB only has 3. So KDB still in the driving seat here. He does not have to go for it. But unless he wants to win it on track, then things might get a bit spicy there.
Of course. Yeah, that gap's reducing, however, quite a bit. He's within 1.5 seconds. Locks up the right front a bit. But yeah, the race goes on. At lap number 25, General Pepe leads this race. KDB right behind and ahead of Avi.
General Pepe coming up to UK's lap car here. Will this be an opportunity for Pepe to pull a further lead? Or will this cost him time in the middle sector here? Dirty air from the lap cars. Copy here. Although he's ghosted.
Down the order, UK is within a second of only Kapi, and I just lost times on the board. We gotta love this game, huh?
Oh yes, we do.
Yeah. Because
I mean, as much as I like 2021 with the new handling and all, I'd say 2020 has been my best game so far. I think the experience that we've got from the My Team online experience itself, it has been on the next level.
Yeah.
And can't wait to see on the 2021 game, the leagues. It's going to be interesting.
Yep, and UK closing in on only Kapi. Both are ghosted, so begs the question if it's his AI and he's spun and the front wing is a disaster.
Not again.
26th lap, 10 laps to go. General Pepe leads this race. KDB close behind. UK might just call it a day, or has already called it a day because he seems like he's ghosted. So yeah, it's AI driving out on track, I presume.
He might be still driving actually. He has not retired.
Possibly.
Oh, he's just had it, I think. He's just cutting corners left, right and center. There we go. UK is just cutting all the corners. I think he might be making his way into the pits to retire.
Yeah, he's driving. Yeah, you wouldn't want to see this, folks, but it is what it is. He's frustrated. He's super frustrated. Acting up penalty after penalty.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
This is the league race, and we gotta take it as it is. And there we go. UK becomes the second retiree of the day.
In the pits. Of course, in the midfield, a train forming. Big Man Joe, Setu RC18, Mr. Wex close behind. But yeah, Big Man Joe, RB Ferrello, and SB11. Sector 3 lights up yellow. And a bunch of drivers getting handed 3-second time penalties.
Yeah, all through the SS, and that's pretty significant. Everyone seems to be stuck in the dirty air and running wide. Might be costly towards the end as the penalties rack up. Up in front, the gap has pretty much stayed about 1.5 seconds between General Pepe and KDB. These two have been pretty equal on pace today, and only thing that seems to be separating them are the penalties.
And on the main straight, RB Ferrello's got the slipstream he needs for SV11, desperately trying to make sure he doesn't get it around the outside. I don't think RB Ferrello will get it done, but does he? Alongside SV11, he goes and he gets it done and proves me wrong.
There we go.
Brilliant stuff by RB Ferrello.
Mr. Wax, meanwhile, on P8, on fresh set of softs here, catching up to SV11. He will be hunting that P7.
Of course.
RB Fellow, I'd say he will be very happy with his P6 here. 5 positions, 6 positions up from the starting position, and that, may not have gone any better for him today. But he's done a brilliant job here on this second stint and third stint.
The gap's becoming bigger, Dalvin. Up in front, KDB's gaps to General Pepe is 2 seconds now.
Indeed it is. Is it just KDB taking it safe? Or is General Pepe pushing to get the gap out?
By the looks of the ERS, I think General Pepe is gotten his right foot to the ground at this point. He's trying his best to pull up a gap which will put him on the advantage going into the last couple of laps of the race.
It wouldn't be a bad idea for General Pepe to pit for another set of softs and go for the fastest lap if he knows he's losing his P1 here. That might be very handy towards the end of the championship. Every point counts.
Yeah, of course, on the main straight, Big Man Joe, only copy. They're all...
Pepe grabs another 12-second penalty. Oh, and KDB had a big squirm out of the turn 3.
That's completely okay. Based off of just penalties alone, right now, it doesn't look great for General Pepe. Oh, down the order, Big Man Joe closing in on Drunken Monkey, incredibly late braking. Almost seemed like he was going to rear end Drunken Monkey, but he kept it clean. Still, he's got only copy, putting the pressure in.
Big Man Joe though, 17 laps old mediums. He probably would still need to make another stop here, but he is struggling on these tires. These tires are gone off the cliff.
That goes to show only copy closing in as well. 3-second time penalty for Drunken Monkey.
Mr. Wax catching up to SV11 for that P7, and the fight continues on to the second straight, and it will go on for another lap.
5-second penalty for speeding in the pit
on Big
lane.
Man Joe.
5 seconds
Big Man
of
Joe
penalty.
into the pits. Oh yes, he picked that up. Fortunate there. And he's on to the source for the last 6 to 7 laps of this race. He will be hunting for that fastest lap. Will he be able to get it though?
Time will tell. We're on lap number 30. 6 laps to go for the Mexican GP. And General Pepe leads it for now. He's got a ton of penalties, and that's probably going to cost him going into the end of the race.
Just behind, coming into the stadium section, Mr. Vex is on the gearbox of SV11. It's very close, coming out of the last corner. This might be a move coming in for the Renault driver on the AlphaTauri.
On the main
SV
straight.
on the defense. Mr. Vex goes for it around the outside and cleanly ahead by the end of the braking zone.
Iox 24 racks up a 3-second time penalty. SV11 trying to come, but it
Mr.
will
Vex,
spin.
and he spins. Oh no, Mr. Vex, that was unfortunate.
Incredibly
SB
unfortunate.
must have been surprised, must have been shocked by that spin, and he's back into his P7. But not for long, he has set 2 on his back, 1.8, 1.7 and closing in for that P7. SV is fighting for his P7 here today. This man has a job to do for the last 5 laps. Will the softs prevail or will his mediums hold on till the end?
3-second time penalty for Seto RC18, so it should play into his favor. Meanwhile, up the order, RB Ferrello still running P6, trying to close that gap to Iox 24. We're going to have an interesting penultimate lap and final lap, that's for sure, in the midfield.
Yeah, definitely.
Down the order, it looks like it's only Gouts out on track, who doesn't have a penalty, in fact.
Yeah, he's kept it clean, although he is ghosted. I wonder if he's racing in AI today.
Fair enough. Only copy within a second of Drunken Monkey. They're on similar compound tires. And I think Big Man Joe and Gouts are having issues with their internet, as they are in the same room today. Big Man Joe's visiting
Can you
Gouts.
explain the ghosting?
Yeah, another penalty for KDB.
Oh, okay. It's not over then. So only 6 seconds separate the top 2 in terms of penalties. So General Pepe, he could still take it at.
Possibly.
He just has to be very careful here.
Only copy on the gearbox, was on the gearbox of Drunken Monkey. And yeah, he'll have DRS this time around. I don't think a move is possible. It would be incredibly audacious of him. So he's going to stay behind Drunken Monkey, stick to his gearbox and force him into a possible mistake. Loses his rear for a bit. But yeah, still has it on track. It's the Williams of Only Cuppy closing in on Drunken Monkey. Yeah, a bunch of drivers racking up penalties. Three-second time penalty for
Abi with the
as well.
3 second as well.
Then let's show the penalties on our screens so folks can get a look at it. Of course, 12 seconds, 18 seconds in penalties for Hyrox 24. My oh my. But yeah, they're going wheel to wheel, aren't they? Drunken Monkey and Only Cuppy. It almost seemed like it, and Only Cuppy has gotten the move done. He's up at a P11. Be sure you'll be proud of that. Okay, on lap number 33, General Pepe leads this race. He's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. KDB has exactly half of how much General Pepe has. They're clearly on an advantage. Looks like I don't have times on the board. So if anyone...
Yeah, the intervals are glitching out. We are slowly recovering the times here. We're looking out on track. It is looking closer than we expected. KDB 1.3 within General Pepe's time now.
You reckon he wants it on track? He wants the win on track?
Looks like it.
Doesn't it?
I were in General Pepe's position, I would have been thinking, you know, it might be a shot to pit now and go for the fastest lap if I know I'm losing the 6 seconds here. But again, you never know what your rival is going to do at the back. Is he going to spin? Is he going to mess it up himself? Is he going to play safe? It's all going to unravel in these last 3 laps.
We're going to see quite the shuffle in position once all the drivers come across the line, considering all the penalties being handed out. But yeah, it doesn't look like the top 3 will change in any way. For now, again, 2 laps left. General Pepe in the race lead.
Meanwhile here, Mr. Vex is very close to set 2 here for P8. Set 2 has been falling off from P7 as we keeping his mediums alive. The softs are coming to the end of their life. Mr. Vex gets a pretty good exit here. He might even get the job done before the straight ends. Before even the DRS line, in fact. There we go, move done. Nice and clean.
Up at P8 he goes. 3-second time penalty for Big Man Joe. He's clearly struggling with the controller this time around. But it is what it is. Lap number 35. General Pepe leads this race.
1 second, the gap is coming down. KDB pushing to force Pepe into a mistake. Will that work, or General Pepe hold his defense?
Gap's down to a second almost.
And coming up to lap car of Setu and Mr. Vex. This might hinder Setu's charge on Mr. Vex.
Possibly. Yeah. Setu RC18's lost time as well. That gap's only extending. And 3-second time penalty for RB Ferrello.
But looking at the gap again, it seems like SV11 made a mistake and Mr. Vex is now closing up again. Less than a second there between them. Just about a second there. Might have missed out on the DRS. Setu picks up a puncture here. He has a puncture on lap 36. Unfortunate for this guy.
9 laps on the
He
soft.
was catching up. Oh, that might have been the reason he was losing speed in the S's.
Makes complete sense. Change of tires goes on. He could possibly contest for the fastest lap. He is in the top 10 as well. So, yep.
I don't think so, mate. He has passed the line and last lap has started. So, that's his opportunity away. Gone for the fastest lap.
General Pepe leads this race. And by the looks of it, KDB relaxing a bit because he knows, according to post-race penalties, he will have the win.
It's coming home for him. It's coming home.
Yeah. General Pepe gave it his all as he goes to sector 2. Like, clearly quite the battle we saw in the first 10 laps between these two. How they saved the ERS and managed to deploy it at the right times, but of course KDB made the right calls and he is set for another win. It's going to be...
Alright, rounding up the last corner. General Pepe will cross the line.
P2 for him. And
on-track
KDB.
winner, but he will have to settle for P2 with the massive amount of penalties.
It's KDB who gets race number 7 as a win tally. And he holds on to that title fight. Oh, yeah, the title lead, in fact.
He will take the championship lead, heading into the last 2 races. But it's still very tight between those two. Avi rounds up the last corner here. Takes P3. It has been a wonderful, wonderful drive. Kept it clean. Kept out of trouble. P3 for him. Kudos. Signic comes home in P4 almost. Or will he be able to take P3?
No, he will stick to P4 by the looks of sector 2 lights up yellow. I hope we don't have last minute crashes. It does look like RB Ferrello, however. Incredibly slow. He's losing position as well. Do we have a
SV11.
disconnection?
SV11 might get the P6 here.
RB Ferrello has a puncher, Dalvin. In P8, it's his rear left. It's his rear left tire.
Oh no, that might have been a very, very late one. Can he pull it through? He seems to be the last one to cross the line. So P8 will be secured.
Yep.
And he brings it home in P8. Oh, that must have been a very painful one for RB Ferrello. Almost up to P5 at one point. But nevertheless, 4 positions up. Gets the driver of the day. And we have a wonderful Mexican GP to review.
Incredible race. Quite the fight in the front. Unfortunately, we couldn't see Signig going wheel to wheel and contesting for the podium positions. But he's right up there. He finished in the top 5. So great for the Constructors Championship, of course. Looks like Racing Point have ran away with it pretty much. But yeah, it's a top step of the podium for KDB for the 7th time this season. He leads the championship fight. And General Pepe, P2, right behind him.
Well, Pepe does have the fastest lap at the moment. Alright, so I was mistaken. So, alright, so he did not need to pay it like I thought, but nevertheless, it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Half a second clear of KDB for the fastest lap. That might have come from the first lap after the third stint, where he managed to pull out the gap and got a bit of a DRS from the lap cars. And that helped him secure 1 extra point. So he's only 4 points behind KDB in this championship at the moment, if my math is correct. And let's move on, boys. Let's wrap this up. Back to you, Satak.
Yeah, of course. It's KDB, General Pepe, and now we wrapping up the podium. Of course, Signic close behind. SV11 P5, a good performance by Mr. Vex P6, Hinox 24 P7. RB Ferrello, after that last lap puncher, dropped 2 positions, if I'm not wrong, and into P8. Baby Shumi P9, Seto RC18 P10 wraps up the points positions. Gouts P11, close but no cigar for points. Only Cuppy P12, Drunken Monkey P13, Big Man Joe P14 having to race with the controller. And of course UK and the Avocado having retired from the race. Unfortunate for UK, honestly, I'm waiting for a race where things work out for him and he is in that fight, in the mix, going up against Pepe and KDB. But yeah, the title fight continues and goes to Brazil next weekend, and hopefully it's Dalvin and Ruds in the comms box and I step away and take a more of a Ted Kravitz role, but we'll see eventually. But yeah,
well, I'm getting a bit of scary flashbacks to Brazil where I DNF'd in my championship fight, so I hope that does not happen to our championship leaders here.
That means we gotta have you
in the works.
Yeah, we gotta have you for Brazil then.
Alright, let's see. And who knows, a wet race in Brazil, that might spice things up. Even a dry race is pretty tough on tires. Wet race alone, let alone that's gonna be a very, very technical race to complete. 36 laps of Brazil. It's not gonna be the easiest thing to do. And as you say, man, the fight lives on. 4 points gap on the top 4, on the top 2, and 2 races to go. Anything can happen. Anyone can take it. Anyone could lose it. One mistake, one position being at the wrong moment at the wrong time, it's gonna cost them. So let's see who has luck, who has the skills to take the championship.
And on that note, we'll wrap it up. See you again, folks, next weekend for the Brazilian GP. Cheers.
Yes.